You're simply the best, better than all the rest, better than anyone I've ever met. I'm stuck on your heart, I hang on every word you say.
I've known her for about 33 years. She became a career agent in August of 1988. We were career agents together. And just a quick little story, we used to have these lunches called $37.50 of bank check plan life premium. You got to go to this lunch. So, and the person who won got, after a while, our DM, Terry Lowry, allowed the person who won had the most BCP premium for the month to choose the place we're going to go. So we're all going on our merry way. And then I think must have been September that year, this little lady shows up, and all of a sudden we're just getting killed every month because she's writing so much life insurance. And we're all thinking, how are we going to beat her? Well, we never came up with an answer. So, and that's part of the reason we're here today. So, along with her husband, Charlie, Christy began her career, and this is the amazing thing about our career, with 2 children, Carissa and Carlo. And amazingly, she gave birth to 2 more kids while she's building this agency, which still is mind-blowing to me, Catherine and Charles. And again, all the while growing the agency, and an amazing feat. But she's established monumental and consistent production numbers at all levels within farmers, and certainly within the district. Just phenomenal numbers. So a couple of them are 9-time President's Council qualifier, 20-time championship qualifier, 27-time Topper Club qualifier, and 6-time $1 Million Round Table qualifier. For those of you who don't know or don't realize it, those are humongous numbers. Very few people reach. Possibly, well, not the most amazing, but one of the most amazing things was last year in the middle of this pandemic, she issued 93, that's right, 93 life apps, which is a phenomenal achievement. So, and just like our other superstars, Tony Andres, humility and honesty is a huge part of who she is, and she's devoted to and is certainly adored by her policyholders, and that's why this agency, even after all this time, continues to grow and grow and grow because of the allegiance that her clients have to her and the job they do for them. So I appreciate you spending some time with us and sharing your words of wisdom with the group who as a whole are always amazed at everything that you accomplish. So we'll get started, and I guess at the end, again, we can go ahead and chat in whatever questions we have. But why did you become a farmer's agent?
When I joined Farmers, I already had 3 children at the time. My eldest, Carissa, was 6.5 years old. Carlo, my second son, was my second child, was 5 years old, and Catherine actually was already.
She was?
Yeah, 16 months old. So I was looking for just a job that I can probably be doing, wherein I could be making some money and still have time for my children. And at the same time, at that time also, I haven't worked for 2.5 years, and I missed my old life in the Philippines where I was a CPA. So I started having this feeling of stagnation. So I look at joining Farmers as my avenue in, if I may say, in regaining my avenue to regain my sense of self-fulfillment and accomplishment. And but what I found in Farmers was a career that offers an opportunity of earning limitless income. All I needed to do was work hard at building my agency. And in the process, I also learned and realized that the amount of work and time and effort that I put into my agency was linked closely to how much income I would be making. So basically,
Well, that's a good reason. Um, how large was your first office?
um, I rented an office space in a small real estate agency. So I was allowed to put one desk, my chair, two visitors' chairs, and a filing cabinet.
That sounds about right. Now you've been in this building for how long now?
Since 2007, so we're looking at 14 years.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yeah,
So this is the second space in this building,
correct,
right?
correct. But before this, from that very first office where I used to have, I moved to another office where I have my own space somehow. But that was still small. And then I moved to this building, but at the back, and that office gave me my own private office, which is good. And this is now the latest one, and I the last one. I hope.
Okay, good. And the reason I ask that is there's a lot of new people on the call, and they have decisions to make every day about what they're going to do with their offices, and they think a lot of times that, wow, my office is so small, but it's good to see. Just as we were talking about with Tony, that everybody starts out small. What motivates you?
I believe God gave me this business for a reason. With the financial blessings, I am able to help the needy, especially an orphanage in the Philippines. Of course, my family, whom I love so dearly, and I wanted to provide the best for my children, go to the best schools, and finish their college education without any student loan. And thank God they did. They finished their college education without any student loan. And of course, uh, my family and I are able to enjoy the luxuries um, from the income that I'm making, thank God, which was more than what we needed. So, yeah, it's basically personal, family, and God.
Okay, fantastic. What do you think separates you from other agents? Now, I should tell all you guys that she does not like talking about herself, so I'm trying to pull this out of her. But what do you think separates you from other agents, or what do you think? Yeah. Let's just leave it at that.
My passion for what I do, I truly love being a farmer's agent. So I breathe farmers. I live it. I actually told my family once that if only I have a shower in my office bathroom, I will just sleep here. That's how much I love being a farmer's agent. That's how much I love what I'm doing. And I think that passion somehow radiates when I deal with my client. They see my sincerity, my sincere desire to help them. And somehow I was able to establish rapport and build a relationship with my clients that way. Yeah, I love what I'm doing.
What drew you to life insurance in particular? Because everybody we've talked to has a specialty, and life has always been yours. What was it that just got you going and got you excited about it?
Especially when I was starting.
Yeah.
Wow, because of the commission, the great bonuses that comes with it. I needed the money, and with life insurance, they just oh goodness.
There we are.
And with life insurance, they just they advance the commission. So what else would I do? right, I just have to concentrate where I would be making as much money as I can.
Okay, that is fair. That is honest. Um, how are you marketing the agency now, and how is that different from when you started?
Okay. When I started, of course, I started with family and friends, and you might laugh at this, but calling from Yellow Pages. That was how we were trained in the past. That was how we were trained in the past. Call from the Yellow Pages. So,
There we go. You don't need me. That's good.
you know,
Oh, right there.
mm.
Okay.
And then, sorry about that. And then expanded my sphere of influence to real estate brokers and loan brokers and real estate agents. After being in this business for quite a while and having earned the trust of friends, families, the realtors, and mortgage brokers, it was now mostly through referrals. But I also have to give credit to farmers. Farmers is a great system of generating leads, and I use it. We have every quote, we have the uh, shopping alerts, we have the
Fast quote.
fast quotes, we have the online quotes, and I use them all. And of course, we have to, we cannot discount the true and tried picking up the phone and calling, right? So marketing is very important. So that's what we always do. We market. Also, I have advertised whenever I can, and if there's a chance for me to advertise, whether in some organizations, in their programs, brochures, whatnot, I advertise, and so that's how I market my agency. Also, every time I talk to someone else, I have the chance to introduce myself. I always say, "Hi, I am a farmer's agent," and I give out my card. Those are the simple things that I do that help me build my agency, and that's how I market my agency.
And I know even up until the beginning of last year, you were still going to the real estate offices, dropping off lunch
Mhm.
periodically, and I'm sure that was helpful.
So what I really did because of the pandemic was I ordered uh, delivery.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Okay.
So I had the food delivered to the real estate offices. Yeah, I didn't have to do it personally.
People remember food.
Yes, they do. They do.
Okay, so we kind of answered two questions with one, which was where does the largest percentage of your business slash policies come from? I think you kind of answered that.
Mhm.
What would you say is the foundation of the agency? And did it take you time to figure that out? I think a lot of it takes time.
Integrity and out of this world customer service, really excellent customer service. It starts with trust and doing what is right for the clients, and they somehow see that. So I have trained and taught my staff that we are in this business to help people. So we are happy to help even if we don't make a sale, because it is still a win-win situation. We're able to build a stronger and better relationship with the clients. However, if by helping people, by helping clients and others, we were able to make a sale, write new business, it's even better. So that's my philosophy, and that is the foundation of my agency.
Okay, very good. So we talked about gravitating to life insurance because of the commissions,
Mhm.
but what do you do that, I guess that's the question that everybody asks me
Mhm.
is how does she do that? How does what do you feel? What allows you to write the amount of life insurance that you do consistently? There's got to be. I mean, a lot of it is you, your sincerity, your approach. I mean, is there a certain approach that you take with people? Is there a process? Is it what allows you to do that? That doesn't, that maybe something you do that other people don't.
All right. I have to credit not just myself, but also my staff, whom I personally taught and trained how to sell. So we are consistently marketing. So here comes a new client, comes into office or call for auto or home insurance. While we are processing the auto and home insurance, we are at the same time already talking to them about life insurance. We are immediately planting the idea of life insurance. So there are oftentimes we're able to write the life insurance as well after we have written the auto and home. But if we were not able to write the life insurance at that time, what we usually do is we try to set up an appointment and tell them that we're going to call them, at a certain date and time that they wanted. So we are consistently doing that. Also, I have for existing clients, when they call or come to the office for anything regarding their insurance, um, we are of course looking at what they have in the household, right? So if we see that they don't have life insurance, we sell immediately life insurance. It just comes automatically. That was how I train my staff. It comes naturally for them, so they immediately transition to offering life insurance. If they already have life insurance, it was just term insurance, we immediately try to do transition to conversion. Or if they already have life insurance, we try to upsell. We try to the upsell their coverage because they only have term insurance, or try to sell more. So we take every opportunity that we have to write life insurance, and we are consistently marketing. I have this for all new business, even new drivers. I have this tick cards, like a tick card wherein we put all the birthdays of the people in the household, so that when their birthdays are coming up, we try to give them a call and we try to write life insurance in them. When clients add a new driver, especially if it's a youthful driver, we take again that opportunity in offering life insurance, saying that, well, it's a good thing he's now grown up. Before he was still small, and now he's driving. So probably it's just that we don't want anything to happen to him, but probably it would be a good idea to have life insurance on him, something like that. So we take every opportunity and we keep consistently marketing. And I think that is um, the idea behind this, why we are able to write this much life insurance. Also, this is not really a new thing for me, writing a lot of life insurance. Thank God. Um, I remember during the years past that there was that 10 consecutive years wherein I issued more than 100 policies in 1 year. So I am trying to go back again to that because lately I haven't done that.
Well,
So it's again, I would like to go back again to that passion, that momentum wherein we were right issuing.
well, the note I sent you the other day, you're on track for about 90, so it's not like, one of the things that you said was going back and writing more. And I think this is, I tell people about you all the time. And any of the great life producers, whether it's you or Mark, whoever, go back and write multiple policies on the same person because their need or the amount of coverage they need changes over the course of your relationship with them.
Yeah.
So that's you guys got to think about that, just because you write a $150,000 level term, it's not over.
Yeah.
It's not over.
Yeah.
And a follow up on that is you write so much permanent insurance.
Yes.
It's like 95%.
Yes.
Why?
I believe, our best approach, and we found that this is the best approach that works for our agency, is that When we offer life insurance, we also talk about the living benefits, not just the death benefits. And of course, the living benefits, especially before we have the waiver of premium, accelerated death benefit, you know, terminal terminal illness now.
Right.
So, and the cash value, that is the most important thing with my clients. So, when we know that that is what they wanted, we immediately write the permanent policy. However, we know, especially because these are existing clients, we know their situations in life, right? So they own a house, they have children that go to school. So we know that if they would focus or if they would buy so much life insurance, it would cost them a lot. So we try to do like a combination or a blend of term and permanent life. So that is when I write term insurance to do a blend. So they would have probably like 250,000 or 500,000 permanent plan and another 1 million or half a million term insurance. So it's a combination. So I'm able to address the needs of the clients. And at the same time, I'm helping myself in that I'm making more money and I'm writing more life insurance. So it's a win-win situation.
Do you find it, I mean, I think I know the answer, but do you find that are you a systems person, a process person, all of the above? Organizationally, I suppose, is what I'm trying to get at.
I think I'm all of the above. I set um, my agency goals and plans that serve as my guide in managing my agency, and that of course leads to creating a system and uh, steps of action that I and my staff would have to take in order that I would be able to accomplish my agency goals. So I have my plans. At the beginning of the year, I set up my goals for life insurance, how much premium I would like to be generating for the year, and I try to devise some ways and systems wherein we can make that possible, make it accomplish that goal. So and I just try to stick to it, work and be able to just follow up on it and be able to work hard so that I would be able to somehow accomplish the goal that I've set for me. Yeah.
Okay. And the roles that staff play in the agency, I mean, I know everybody is involved in either talking about and or writing life insurance, and that everybody's licensed, and that I will tell you that and she's not here right now, but 2 days ago, Chrissy had a staff person, Joanna, who celebrated her 20th anniversary here. That's a long time. I mean, I look at Sylvia and Monica as being around a long time, which they have been. But 20 years is a long, long time. And I know that Christy trusts Joanna implicitly. Do you have anything specific to say about, you have 5 staff people.
Yeah. We were taught during our training that we are business owners and that we are the CEOs of our companies. So that means it was critical and very important for me to hire and develop good staff so that my agency would still be running smoothly, even if I am not here physically in my office. And actually, due to the pandemic, I haven't been here in my office since March of last year. The first time I came back after the lockdown was last Monday, just like what you were saying, Kevin, to celebrate the 20th year anniversary of my longest tenured staff. And this is my second time to come back to my office because of the interview. So I was able to do it because I was able to work remotely from home, just managing my agency by phone, by text, and by emails because I was able to train them well. So they are doing very, very well. in their respective roles. They are doing their responsibilities very, very well. So that is why I was able to do that. And what I have found effective was, and this is what I did. I assigned one staff to do claims, meaning one staff has to call clients, follow up with them, say how, ask how they're doing with their claims process, if they have any questions, any issues, and if need be, to call claims office. And that is every day. I also want staff who is delegated with the responsibility of with the retention, calling the NOCs,
Right.
and another staff who handles exclusively the renewals and the shopping alerts. So although each one have their own respective main responsibility, they are at the same time, at the same time have common responsibilities. They have common responsibilities, and those are they are required to handle customer service, do marketing, and write new business. And so um, 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 I um, they were cross-trained with their respective roles that if one is absent, another can just step up and take over the role uh, of whatever, if it's what's needed. So whatever role was needed, one of the staff, any one of them, would have to step up and have to just somehow take over that role. So if it was the staff who was handling retention, calling NOC, then some either Joanna who handles retention would have to step up and do calling the NOCs as well. So they were all cross-trained.
So the using the alerts and I guess now the renewal support tool, are you finding that that's a help in the agency?
Oh yes, definitely, very, very. So we really try to implement everything, not everything, almost everything that I know are useful in my agents that would help me grow, that would help my agency operate more efficiently and smoothly. That's what I do. I cannot be practicing and um, applying everything in my agency because there's too much that farmers wants us to do. So I just have to choose which one is more applicable to my agency.
And having the staff, having staff do what they do, does that allow you to actually sit back and think a little bit about what's going on as opposed to always having to just deal with?
Yes,
There's no value in having you process a card change.
correct, correct. But then I still know a lot of things. Almost all of the processes I still know. So, and when they have questions, they have a lot of questions actually. Even if they have been consistently doing what they're doing every day, they still encounter a lot of questions, and they have to ask me, and they ask me, and I have to know the answers, right? So I am always here to guide them and help them and give them the answers that they needed. And so that's why I'm always trying to learn, read the headlines, the bulletins, and that's what I tell my staff as well. You should always read every day the bulletins, the headlines, whatever is applicable to the operation of the agency. You don't need to read anything that pertains to the agent or something like that. So they are also made aware that there's an importance in being updated with what's happening in the company.
Good. How do you overcome premium objections?
Okay, before we even recommend a certain type of life policy, we try to explain a little bit about the different types of life insurance, such as the term insurance and permanent life insurance. So we ask them what they really want. And this is the process that we really do. And this is what we do. So when we know that they're very interested in not just life insurance, but also with savings, cash value, so we that's when we recommend uh, um, FIUL or FEUL. Um, what I found very effective was I asked them, especially if they are old clients or they're clients from whom you know well. I asked them, how much would you like to invest in your life insurance? So I use some words that are a little bit motivating. So I just say like, how much life insurance, how much would you want to invest in your life insurance? Something like that. And so they would give me an amount. So based on that amount, I try to we figure out, not just me. So when I say we figure out how much life insurance, that amount that they are comfortable with, the that they're willing to part with, can buy them, right? So we write an illustration and show them. So, uh, but sometimes they change their mind, right? Okay, at first they said 200, 300, 150, 100, but then eventually they change their mind. Oh, I think it's too much or whatnot. So we try to modify the illustration that we're giving them so that we would be able to somehow um, correspond it to how much premium they're comfortable with. So we're able to do that. But I have to let you know that every time we write permanent plan, so we have target premium and um, uh, limited limited grace protection premium, LGPP, right? So we don't just, so if it's a younger person, the target premium is of course more than the LGPP. But because we know, and that was the one of the main concerns or one of the reasons why the clients are buying the life insurance was because of the cash value. So supposing the target premium was $100. So and this is a standard in my office, we try to quote them like $130 or $140 or sometimes even $150 a month. Because then when we show them the illustration, then it would be very encouraging, very motivating. They would be happy to see that, hey, the cash value there is really high. And also because I wanted to make sure that the policy will not lapse early. I wanted to make sure that the policy would stay at least up to 90 days and 90 years, like 87 at least, 87, 88, 89, 90 years, because now people are living longer.
Right.
Yeah. So that's how I was able to really do away or overcome their premium objections. It basically comes from them, the amount of premium that they're willing to invest in their life insurance.
So just like we were taught a million years ago, get an initial dollar commitment, and as you're educating them about the product, include them in the conversation. So, and then when you show them the numbers, they see the value all of a sudden, at age whatever, they've got X amount of dollars, and all of a sudden that $150 a month doesn't seem like all that much anymore.
Yeah, and that is also good for retention because then the policy would stick, right? You're somehow sure that the policy will not lapse because the amount that we are they're paying is what they wanted anyway. So it's basically like part of their budget already. So
And you mentioned
retention is
you mentioned combo sales.
yeah.
So that basically you're trying to drive premium in the permanent product and then cover the max of the risk with the term.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm happy that I'm doing my job well in that sense, right? Because I know that I have somehow protected them, given them the protection that they needed, but at the same time, I was able to work around their budget.
Okay. Perfect. How about referrals? You know, we talk with the new agents about referrals all the time, and
Mhm.
I think everybody can do a better job of it. But I think we lose track of because we're just trying to make the sale, and then don't we got to get out there before they change their mind. And you know, is there a specific way that you go about asking?
I have to admit that is something that I have to work on in my agency. We're very, very bad. We haven't been asking for referrals. The referrals that have been coming our way are coming from clients who have great experiences with us. So they just call our office and they tell us that, hey, we're recommending you to your friends or families. They give us the names or phone numbers of their friends and families. Or we have new clients who call or come in for insurance, and they just tell us that, hey, they were referred by a client of ours, one of our client of ours, and that's how I know. And that is something that I have to really focus on, asking referrals. I have to work on that.
So, I guess the main question is what major hurdles have you had to overcome in your career? And uh, they're always there. We talk to a lot of the new people every day, and if you ask them, they would probably tell you that they're having a major hurdle every day. But whether it was the uh, earthquake moratorium, or I mean, is there? How do you get past those mentally?
Okay, during my early years as an agent, um, staffing was very, very challenging. It was very difficult to find the right people. That is number one. Number two, as I have been an agent for over 33 years, I've seen that technology transitions from paper-based to now all computer and internet-based, and so that was a challenge that I have to adapt to. And
She likes paper.
we use the big large manual. That's how we started before. We have to do when we rate, we choose somebody else. We have to look at the rate, and we have to use the thick manual that I could have barely hold. So so. Um, and of course, the systems that came with that transition is something that I have to adapt to, and it was really hard getting used to it. But I know that I have to be proficient with it. So um, those are the main hurdles that I faced
Okay.
in my agency, yeah, in my career.
So we kind of already answered this one, but what do you believe your policyholders appreciate most about you and your agency?
um, I believe they really value our customer service, our integrity, and the relationship that we have fostered with them. Um, now I am ensuring the homes and families of the children of my clients. So it's a multi-generational client base. We have a long-standing history of trust and reliability with them. There is a long-standing um, um, history, yeah, of trust, reliability with my clients, and they know that if they need help, they can always call me or call my office during business hours, and they know that we will always be here for them. We would always be here for them to help them with their insurance or whatever.
And I think that's one of the reoccurring themes with everybody we've spoken with is customer service is a big deal because we've got to show them if they're paying extra to be insured with us, we've got to show them that they're getting that value. And I can tell you that over the last, forever, I couldn't tell you we ever received a call with somebody who had a complaint. Um, uh, about Christy or the agency, and if they did, it ended up being their fault, not the agency's fault. So it does make a huge difference. And one thing that Christy used the word stickiness with the life, adding life to a household. The retention numbers soar astronomically if we've got life insurance in a household. It's really amazing. So what she's saying is absolutely true. Well, what are your immediate goals for the future? I'm kind of asking this one for me too. No, I'm kidding. But
to issue 100 policies this year.
okay.
Life policies, to issue 100 life policies this year, not just 90.
Okay.
Hopefully, God willing. To, of course, retain as much of the business that I have written. Retention is very important, right? Because it is connected to renewal commissions. And we need renewal commissions in order to operate our agency smoothly and efficiently. And of course, I want to write more business so that I can still grow my business, my agency.
There you go.
I like to write more. I would like to really write more business so that I can still grow. I need to grow still.
Well, and because of that desire, that happens every year in this agency. Is there one thing that you do differently?
What do you mean?
Well, just over the course of your career, whether it's strategically or what, is there something that you would do different? If you could go back and change it, or something you'd either start doing sooner or,
okay. Okay.
Something you feel like, well, I really messed that up and would have done it.
Yeah. I should have hired a staff
Sooner?
earlier in my career. I should have. And I should have been more aggressive in my marketing. Those are the two things that how I wish I did earlier in my career. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Monica, do we have any questions?
We do. We've got a question from Lena. It says, what do you do for retention when you say you have staff who handles retention?
We call. So we have a list, right? We always, in the dashboard, we have the alerts. So we work on those alerts every day. Every day we work on those alerts. What we do is we text, we call, we send an email. If we were not able to get hold of the client, they call again the following day. Not even the following day, same day they call again. Because I wanted to make sure that those policies will not cancel. Especially so now with the new system in place by farmers, if a policy canceled for non-payment of premium, we won't be able to reinstate them anymore on a monthly basis, right? Except by paying the whole 6 months premium or the whole year's premium. And that is so hard for clients right now, so hard. Even we ourselves are affected by this pandemic. So how can we even let them, So that is why it was very, very important that we really call. We call, we text, we send emails. And if we're not able to get hold of them at that time, we call, we text, we send again an email. We are consistently doing it. So sometimes clients would get upset with us, but sometimes they're so happy and say, oh, hi, thank you so much for reminding us. So it's like a combination of responses and reactions from clients. Yeah. Well, did I answer your question, Lena? Oh,
Where is she? She's there somewhere.
yeah.
Lena, was that what you were looking for?
Okay. So there's another question, right?
We do have another question. It's from Maggie. It says, if you're speaking to a person in their 20s and they say life insurance isn't needed, they're young, they don't have a family, etc. How do you work with that?
Do you know what I do? You might not believe it, but I have a lot of clients who are in their 20s and 30s. So it's, I think it's a myth, or it's a wrong belief that those people who are in their 20s or 30s are not really interested in life insurance. But really, the best approach that we do is we talk about savings, cash value. That's all. When we're talking to a person in their 20s or 30s, we start the conversation by saying, "Oh, my goodness, you have a beautiful car. I can just imagine how much you spend in your car, right? Well, do you spend so much money on this and that? You have this, that, you know." And why have you ever thought? And so we ask them if they have 401k at work, and if they don't have, or even if they have, we say, "How about you put in? How about investing a little sum of money in with a sum of money?" And that's when we discuss life insurance, wherein there is life insurance protection at the same time there is savings or cash value. So we give them an illustration, and then they say, "Yeah, that's good." So we write it right then and there. If they're not happy with the premium, we try to modify the premium, adjust it so that they would be comfortable at least with the premium that they're going to pay. But we try to make it appear that hey, they're making so much money, and that's really true. They make so much money, and yet they don't have any savings. So we ask them, "So, oh, you must have a lot of money in the bank by now. You're making so much money. You have a beautiful car. You spend so much money on this make look so nice and good." And then, "No, actually, we don't have any savings," and that is a good entry point entry point for us to start talking about the permanent life insurance if it's 20s and 30s, because then you're not really um, doing them any good if you're just offering them term insurance, because they would have lived the life insurance, unless you're going to convert it eventually into permanent life later on. There was one question before that, Sylvia and Monica, about
We've got another one. Yeah, we've got one from Orlando. He says, what advice would you give a brand new agent starting out? What should they focus on first?
um you know what, I think these days, the days now are different from when we started 33 years ago. But I think we all relate to the same idea that we need money, right? We need money for our family, for our livelihood. I mean, for our family, for our maintenance, sustenance. And we also need money to operate our agency efficiently and smoothly. So, what I found when I started was I have to write tons of life insurance, because that's where I got a lot of commissions and great bonuses that came with it. So I have to somehow an operating income, operating budget funds that I can always use to expand my business if I want to, like advertise more, so that I would be able to get more clients, and hire eventually a staff, so that I could expand some more, even more, and grow even more. So, but then I know that it's not just about life insurance, because I have to think about renewals. So I also diversify. I had to diversify into writing personal lines, and also write commercial. Whichever commercial I can write, I try to do that, because the renewal commissions is really important as well. So it just have to be right. Nowadays, it has to be like balanced. But if you want to have more of the immediate cash on hand at once, then you have to write more of life insurance. And actually, I found that when I write life insurance, I was able to get establish rapport, and establish even better and uh, deeper relationship with my clients. They learn to trust me. And so whatever I recommend, I say, oh, we need to do this more. We need to write an umbrella on you. We need to increase your coverage. So they just say, yes, 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 okay, yeah. And they even refer me. So it's like just try to, it's like feel, and just think and feel which one you think you would do best. And wherein you would, you feel you have the sincerity and really the passion in writing, whatever it is. So yeah, just do that. Probably it's a combination. So yeah, yeah. I think there was one question previously about why do I write permanent life?
That may have been sent directly to just you. And if it was, I wouldn't be able to see it because I'm looking through them. I don't see
Oh,
I don't see it.
okay. So this is from Amy Koo. Amy Koo, you're right. It's just to me. Christy, why you sell permanent life? When did you write? What did you write the most? Whole life, IUL, VUL, or EUL? To tell you the truth, I only had to write VUL because I needed my production. otherwise, I won't be able to renew my license, right? My FFS license.
Right.
And because I am not a risk taker, so I don't really sell VUL. But for those clients who wanted VUL, I wrote VUL, but I only have very few VUL in my book of life business. Whole life, I only have a few, and those I wrote them on those dentists and doctors because they love whole life. They wanted guarantees, guaranteed death benefit, guaranteed cash values, and that's why I wrote them. Only so very few again. But nowadays I have been writing, and I have always been writing before it was called FFUL, right? And then EUL. I have been writing tons of FFUL and FELUL, which is the essential universal life, and now the IUL, because I find that IUL is like a combination, or it's like a blend of the VUL and FFUL.
Yep.
So that's what I've been writing. So my staff are what do you call this? They have to pass they are they pass the whatever. They are qualified to write the IUL because I made sure that they did the training. So yeah, so we write IUL nowadays.
So you like the IUL for the potential for more growth than the old UL products.
Mhm.
Okay. Without the risk of the VUL.
Does anybody else have a question that they'd like to type in? We've got another one from Lena. She says, so you write mostly specified premium on IUL?
Yes, yes, yes. Because just like what I said earlier, we try to do like the small fact finding and ask them, especially if they are existing clients and we know them well, how much they're willing to invest in their life and how much would they like to invest in their life insurance. So we're basically asking them how much they want, right? So that's why we always choose to specify. Yeah. And if we were not able to ask them that question of how much they are willing to invest in their life insurance, we just somehow remember we don't just write premium based on target premium. We make it a point to be at least $30, $40, or even $50 more than the target premium because I wanted to make sure that the clients would at least be covered up to age 90, 87, 88, 90, and that they really can see a good amount of cash value in the policy. Yeah.
So you have a plan for them, even though they may not know what their plan is.
Mhm. Again,
Well,
because I am responsible. They don't know anything about life insurance, so it's my responsibility that I make sure that what they bought in the first place, which was primarily life insurance, will be there when their family needs it. So that is my primary concern. But there should always be life insurance up to at least age 90, 87, 80, 90, and that there will still be that good amount of cash value in the policy. So that the living benefits, it's something that I always bring up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sylvia, do you have any questions for Christy?
We've got a comment from Rosalie. She just wanted to say hi, Christy. Thank you for sharing your best practices.
Well,
We've got a question from Amy. She says, Christy, when you have a client bought an FFUL for over 20 years, let's say she's now in her 80s, and the premium is no longer enough to keep the policy going, how do you handle that?
very, very good question. And I think most of us, if not all, have encountered that situation, right? That issue. So when I first started as an agent, I did not know anything better. So I thought as long as I was writing life insurance, permanent plan, FFUL, and we um, had minimum premium, not really minimum premium, then we're okay. So it was later on that I realized um, writing life insurance with just the minimum premium is never, never a good practice. So during my later years, when I have that realization, of course I changed my strategy and my practice. But of course, there are still those policies, right, Amy, that we have written 20 years ago. That now they're in their 80s. Those clients are not in their 80s. You know what? We the clients, as well as we the agents, we the agents are sent the policyholder annual report electronically. We are not sent. We can view it there uh, in the system in LifeNet, right? So, and when I see that the policy is almost or it's about to lapse, like in 1 year's time or 2 years time, I call the clients, and this is what I do. I call the clients and tell them, hey, you know what? I try to be honest. I said, hey, you know what? When we wrote your life insurance, the interest rate was high. And it was true. During the 80s, the interest rate was as high as 8%, 9%, 7%, and it gradually went down. So when we shared you, based on that illustration and based on that interest rate, your policy was supposed to be enforced until at least age 90, or actually it was up to age 95 for the FFUL before. But because of recession and the interest rate have never gone up again, so for those clients who have have been insured with us, we have life insurance for about 20 years, then the guaranteed interest rate, minimum guaranteed interest rate is 4.5%. But even at 4.5% interest rate, it's not even enough to keep the policy in force up to age 85 or 90 or 95. So what I tell them is, yeah, I call them, I tell them that, hey, so we need to add at least a little bit of premium. But before I call them, I already call Farmers Life, or now we know how to do it at the office. We try to do an enforced sales illustration so we would know how much premium is needed to keep the policy in force, how much premium they are supposed to pay monthly to keep the policy in force up to age 90 or 85 or something like that. And then we call the clients and then let them know. So I was very successful in that, actually. Yeah, I didn't think I have anyone wherein they refused Oh no, I think I have one or two who said simply that, oh, I will just have to pay whatever farmers charges every year. And we know that their charges every year would go up.
Right.
That is so we just document that we try to, say that, hey, they should probably be increasing the premium to this so and so, because after we have discussed this issue with Farmers Life, we were advised to, call the clients and tell the clients that this. So yeah, so that's we just document if they refuse to increase their monthly premium, if they just want to pay whatever farmers would charge them every year. So what is the secret of your success for your consistency in being a high performer, especially with your production? Can you give us your top 3 ingredients? Number 1, I oh, because God, I'm so blessed. God is so good. Number 2, I was able to hire and train good staff, and so and they are functioning very, very well in their roles and in their common roles of handling customer service, marketing, and writing new business. So my success does not just depend on me alone. I have to give credit to my staff. But my staff, I personally taught and trained. So my staff, I have fantastic staff. So I for the past 1.5 years, past year, since March of last year, I have been working remotely from home. I just manage my agency for phone calls, text, and emails. So, and my agency was still running smoothly because um, because of my staff. I have fantastic staff. And number 3, we don't stop marketing, because marketing is the lifeblood in the agency. There is no way you can stop marketing. We have to consistently marketing. And I believe so much in marketing that I block out time in my agency to exclusively for marketing. So each one of them, they have a time during the day where they just have to exclusively do marketing. So that's it, just marketing.
If I could fill in a little bit around number 2, I think, as I told you at the beginning, she doesn't talk about herself, but and hiring staff is an integral part of the agency's success. But it all starts at the top. I think Christy will agree with that. It's the mindset. It's the speed of the leader, is the speed of the pack, and somebody runs this thing, and the whole thing runs because of somebody. In this case, it's Christy, and I think she would tell you guys the same thing, that you've got to know how things need to go to teach and train your staff and manage them, hold them accountable for what needs to be done in the agency. But it does start at the top. And that's the beauty of this opportunity.
All right, we've got a couple more here. We've got, what's the best marketing strategies that you find very effective for your agency?
When you say marketing, oh gosh, I did not see that. Where was that?
Who asked that one, Monica?
That one, I believe, was Rosalie.
Do you mean like a system, my system, or external factors that I have to incorporate into my agency? Is that what is it?
Well, we got another one from Orlando Noons as well, kind of just touching on marketing. He asked, could you tell us a little bit about the type of marketing you do?
Oh, you know what? Really, I'm taking advantage of what farmers offers, right? We have a great lead generation system, and I am embracing it. I embrace it wholeheartedly. So I subscribe, or I'm paying for the EverQuotes, and I'm now going into the cold um, homeowners,
Right.
whatever. And yeah, I it's still very important to put your face out there. Um, we have to develop relationship with realtors and mortgage brokers, because that's where what sale home sales originate, right? So if you're friends with them, they would give you their business. So when we write the home insurance, we immediately put there the auto home discount, so that we make sure that we're also able to write the auto at the same time. So we are not just writing the home and auto. So um, yeah, I find it very successful. At the same time, we really call every time, every day. We just do phone calling, phone calling. We do cross selling. Cross selling is the best, because then it's a way of like interacting with our clients, and saying hi, how are you, asking how they're doing. And so it's a good way of, again, establishing, strengthening that rapport we have already established with them. So, and so it's, that's, I think that's the best marketing that we just do here at my office. But so the leads going out, and also I have joined an association, the uh, Daly City Colma Chamber of Commerce, and I intend to be active in that, so that I would then again be getting more business from that, right? It's about cultivating a center of influence.
Would you say that face to face is still, during normal times, is still the best way to go? And I guess now even using Zoom or whatever else, so because we're encouraging all the new agents to put their face on everything. When you and I started, we couldn't do that, but it really seems to make a difference. I think that's something that will ever change.
Layden has a question.
Yes, we've got a couple. We've got one from Barney. He
Um,
wants to know, how has your family been a support for you all of these years, and do they play a role in the agency?
oh yes, my family. I have a wonderful family, and they're all out with their support. Uh, their support in what I'm doing. Actually, my husband Charlie is my commercial producer, and I have to credit him for my commercial production. And my two children, my two younger children, Catherine and Charles, have also joined me, and I'm hoping that um, you know, if they would really love, at least like what I'm doing, like the insurance, and somehow take over the business later on when I am ready to retire. I'm not yet ready to retire, so um, what do you do? What was this for Rosa? To motivate your employees to be a high performer like you. Um, I give them bonuses. First of all, first of all, I pay them a lot. I don't just give the basic or the minimum salary. And I just have one staff who started about 7 months ago. He used to work for another pharmacy agent. And so when he saw what I was offering him as his uh, starting salary, he was shocked. He said, I didn't make that. He cannot even make it in he doesn't even make that in 2 months. But I was offering him, but I started him one. And also I see, I am a believer that I am supposed to share my blessings. So whatever bonuses that I made, such as with accident life personalized accelerator. So um, the the life growth bonus, life bonuses, whatever, I share them with them. I share it. So that's why last month, April, we we made we actually um, made 150%. We made it. We made it 150%. We reached that goal. So I told them that our goal is achieving getting that 150% bonus for the personalized accelerator, and we did. So, and I usually advance. So for the bonuses, I just advance it. Farthest would pay us the personalized bonus like the end of third week, almost the start of the fourth week. So I usually pay their salaries on the first and the 16th of the month, or whatever is the first business day of the month, and whatever is the if the 16th of the month is a Sunday, that's the following business day. So I just advanced their commissions. I already their bonus, their commissions. So that's I think what motivates them as well. And also, I am very uh, I try to applaud them. I try to appreciate what they do, especially when they did a good job. I say, hey, you're wonderful. You did a good job, a great job. So on because I haven't been to my office, so it's always in my cell phone. We have a group text, and so that's where that's where I usually congratulate everyone when they did a great job. So it was not just monetary, it was also my dealings, how I deal with them, how I try to uplift their spirits when they did a good job or when they are really slacking. I try to motivate them. I try to pep talk them, you know. So it's a combination of everything.
All right, we've got another one from Lena. She wants to know, when you try to bundle home with auto, how do you overcome the auto rate challenge?
Very good question. When it's new business, we know that, right? New business, here they are. They came from AAA, or I love it when they are coming from Geico, when they have their auto insurance with Geico, because I didn't know if you're aware of it, that one of the PC agents told us that we are very competitive, not in price when it comes to Geico, because Geico does not, number one, does not include pervasive user, and number two, does not cover off-road. So when they bring their policies with them and it shows them low premium, and we all know that it's really very low premium. Well, we do our computations, and then we show it to them, and then we tell them about the differences. Sometimes and oftentimes when they have Geico, you know that these people are shopping around. They love to shop around for a price, right? So they have low coverages. But these people who came are not only insuring their auto but their homes as well. So we know that there's a lot that is at risk, right? There's so much that we need to protect. And so what we do is we immediately give them a quote with 500, 500, 100, 500, 500, you know, and then sometimes we add umbrella, and then we also did give the quote for the home. And so sometimes they have the homeowners insurance with AAA or with State Farm or Allstate. Allstate does not insure homeowners, so it's through Pacific Specialty. So they bring their Pacific Specialty policy with them. So we bundle it, and so we show them the premium. Wow, 25% on the home. Wow, that's so encouraging. And well, they love to see very low premium, right? But then when they saw their auto premium. Wow. They say, oh my goodness, that's when you would see, oh no, your premium is so high. So that's when we come in and explain about the differences with farmers and Geico. And then we also show the coverages. Hey, you have here this year, you have a home. And oftentimes they're not, we're able to write the business. But it should be auto and home. Yeah.
All right, we've got another one. This is from Rosalie. What do you find most challenging in operating your agency? And what do you do to pass those challenges? Or what do you do to counteract those challenges?
Um, the challenges that I face right now were a lot different from the challenges that I faced when I was starting. Because the challenges that I faced, that I had to overcome actually when I was just starting in my career, were staffing, right? It was so difficult to find the right people. And number two, the transition, the technology transition from the paper-based to computer and internet-based. Now, um, again, this time I can take out that issue about staffing because there will always come a time where one would, would not be as productive as the others, right? And one might be always absent, it's always sick, and so that is again an issue. But so what I do is I try to explain, and my other staff are very understanding, especially so that the reason really why the other staff was absent was because she was sick and she's very sickly, but she tries her best to come in to do her work, and she's really very good at what she's doing. So it somehow offsets those negative um, attitudes, negative characteristics that another, and so that is number one. And also, what is challenging also is sometimes I always want a certain way in operating my business. This is this is how and what I want you to do, how you are supposed to do my business, how you're supposed to do your job. This is how it is. So I have like a clear cut, uh, detailed, step by step job roles that they should be duties that they should be doing, and this is how they're supposed to do it. Because I know that when they somehow deviated from what I have known to be very effective and very successful in my agency, then that's when they make a lot of mistakes. Clients will become upset. Clients cancel their policies. So I said, you just have to make sure that we stick to what we're good at, what we're doing, how we are supposed to be doing our our, our business, how we're supposed to be insuring these people. So that's what they do. Yeah. So yeah, I try to orient them, orient them. I try to hold a meeting with them. I try to hold an agency meeting. Sometimes in the past I have done it every week, but then there are times when I do it weekly because I know we're very, very short with time. We're so busy, so many paperwork to do. So I try to just space it, but I always make it a point that we hold agency meetings so that whatever problems they have, whatever issues they might have, they can always let me know and bring it up then. But then I always make it a point that every time, and that is what they do, every time, any day, when they have a problem, they have some questions, there's a customer who's so upset, so they just want me to just deal with it. Whatever, if they have any problems, they don't understand this, how they're supposed to do this, how to implement this. They just ask me and they call me and I just explain everything to them. So this is how I'm able to counteract those challenges.
All right, we've got one from Andres. He wants to know, or he just wants to say, thank you for sharing your knowledge. You are really a role model.
Oh, Andres, thank
And
you.
then we've got one from C. True, your son. He says, thank you for all you're the best. And thank you, Kevin and Farmers Insurance. The agency is such a big part of our family. We've had many great family vacations during the championship and PC trips. Anybody else have anything to say or ask? We got one from Rosalie. Thank you, Christy.
Oh, you're very, very welcome. I hope I was able to somehow help with my ideas. Very simple ideas, actually. But, yeah.
I
Thank
think
you
that's
all very much for joining the interview, the webinar, the series. Thank you.
All right, guys. Thank you very much, Christy. Appreciate the
Oh,
time.
you're welcome. Thank
And
you.
remember, we're going to post this on YouTube, so all 3 of the webinars will be there. So if you have questions about something Christy said, you can go back and check it out.
Thank you very much, Lena. Thank you, everyone, for joining. All right.
See ya.
Bye.